Guys, my name is Mohammed Panjwani, and I will be speaking about why people should not eat pork. Pork is one of the biggest commercialized products in the United States. From many fast food commercials you may watch, bacon is one of the uh, biggest items that companies push for consumers to eat. Why pork? Why the obsession with pork? Being that I am Muslim, I don't consume pork because my religion taught me not to, but I still had to ask why. So here I will be speaking about pork, the living conditions, and the budget of buying better quality meat. So hold that bacon. Put before you put don't put that in your mouth yet. Let's start with the history of pigs. There are two different types of pigs. One is wild, the other one is domestic. We will be talking about the uh, domestic, uh, domestic. We will be talking about the domestic farm-raised pigs because that's what consumers digest daily. People in the Central Asia would always in the Central Asia started taming pigs about 10,000 BC. From there, pigs started spreading slowly toward east of China and downwards to North Africa. After the pigs were imported and exported as goods, pigs were such a hot commodity, even in religious texts, they were cause for concerns. For instance, in the Torah, chapter 11 of Leviticus, verse number 7 and 8, it said, God forbid Moses and his followers to eat swine. It's part of the hoof and does not chew the cud. Of the flesh you shall not eat, and the carcasses you shall not touch. They are unclean to you. In the Quran, chapter number 2, verse number 173 mentions forbidden to eat dead animal, blood, and the flesh of swine. Lastly, in the Bible, Isaiah 64, verse number 4, it says, who sit amongst the grave and spends the night in a secret place to eat swine flesh and the broth of the unclean meat of their pots. Now we will go over the health hazards of, of consuming pork. The short and long-term effects can due to the short-term and long-term effects what it could do to your body. Symptoms of swine influenza can result to clogged arteries, high blood pressure, weight gain, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, just to name the few. These are the short term, these are the long term effect. The short term effect of associated with pork consumption, the doctor can only let the patient know what the symptom is. Nevertheless, nevertheless, the doctor does not improvise or does not let him know it's the patient's diet. Since pigs are such mass produced and mass produced, almost every farmer in the United States has livestock and domestic pigs. Most of the farmers that are raising these pigs are feeding them unhealthy food and injecting them with hormones to beat them up. Also, pigs live in the worst conditions. The phrase free range like the chickens is not applicable to the pigs. There are almost 100 of the pigs in a 20 by 20 cage that live that are caged up. No room to breathe, to use the restroom or eat. Sometimes it's so bad that when a pig is releasing his bowels around other pigs, you'll see some pigs eating the other pig's feces. So that's how bad their living condition is. Therefore, the living condition is not suitable I can see why non-profit organizations like PETA are get so upset by this manner, by the conditions of these animals they are living in. There are videos of how farmers treat these pigs in such a cruel manner by electrocuting them and paralyzing their bodies before they go into slaughter. Another way that farmers do is just for kicks is shoot a pig straight in the head, point blank in the head before sending them off to be slaughtered as well. To summarize, pigs have it the worst, and pigs have the worst living condition and are treated unfairly. Here there are some alternative methods of eating meat besides pork. Chicken is a good source of protein. There is also beef and turkey to always consider as well. Most fast food restaurants may most fast food restaurants may have pork in them, but you could always eliminate the pork in your sandwich. You you can always budget your expense depending on what they are to find a cheaper source of meat to consume. If anything, Texas has food stamps available for people who do not have money to spend. So there should be no excuse why pork is still being consumed. I hope this speech teaches you a lesson about pork, and you think and before you think putting that pork sausage in your mouth. Thank you. Have a good day.